Good morning students, I am Dr. Shilpi Saxena and I welcome you all in my channel Life Skills, and today we will discuss a very important topic that is actually a life skills in present context, and the topic name is social skills. So first of all we must know why social skills is needed. As you might have heard this term, Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, has said that man is a social animal because man cannot live in isolation. He has to enter into relationship with his fellow man for living a life. So in order to become a social being in a real sense, he must learn, enhance and polish his social skills. Social skills are called or considered as survival skills. In the present time, social skills are considered as survival skills as they are an important component in both in personal as well as in professional life. Having strong social skills can help you in maintaining good relationships, help you achieve your career goals and expand your professional network. What is the need and role of social skills in professional life? It allows you to work as an active team member or as a leader. If you have good social skills, you can be a leader also. It helps you to expand your professional network. It helps you to make the workplace more enjoyable. It makes you able to communicate with employers and co-workers and clients, and it makes you successful professional. So now we will understand what are the important social skills that will help you in workplace. So here is a list. The first one is observation, active listening, conflict resolution, empathy, written and verbal communication, mirroring, cooperation, relationship management. So first one is observation. It refers to the ability to use all five of your senses to analyze and understand your professional world. To be a good observer, you need to detach yourself from your surroundings and observe how others behave in a different situations. It will help you to understand complex concepts such as group dynamics, group mentality, relationship between others, and general understanding of colleagues and their personalities. So for that, if you want to enhance your observation skills, you have to detach yourself. Suppose you will join a new organization, so don't be an open book there. First be a good observer, observe the other person behavior and then understand. The second is active listening. It is the ability to pay attention to a person when they are communicating with you without interrupting or losing focus. You can improve your active listening by avoiding distractions while communicating, focusing only on the speaker and demonstrating that you understand what the other person is saying through your body language. So you have to give signals, you have to give your time, you have to show your patience while listening others. Don't hear this what the other person is saying, because hearing is simply a natural process, but listening, when you give your energy in listening others, so it's a process. And many people think that we don't need to enhance our listening skills, but listening is the first condition to be a good communicator. If you want to be a good communicator, first of all you should be a good listener, and if you have good listening skills, you will be loved and liked by all. Empathy. Research shows our brains are connected with one another. It is the capability we all have, perhaps to greater or lesser degrees. It allows us to put ourselves in the place of other person and experience their feeling. So empathy makes you more sensitive. So if you have empathy, you will be a very good listener, because if someone is sharing something with you, you can put yourself in place of others and you can understand and feel the mental state of that person. And so be an empathetic listener also. The next is conflict resolution. It is your ability to see a problem, understand it, and give the best and unbiased solution. For example, if there is a misunderstanding between two co-workers and you can settle the issue with your skills, so you may have conflict resolution skills. People with good conflict resolution skills often excel in positions in human resources or in customer service roles. The next is communication skills. It is very important skills, communication skills, and don't connect it with the English speaking skills. Communication skills includes the language you use, the tone, pitch and volume of your voice, physical gestures you make while communicating, your facial expression, your body language, the eye contact with others while communicating. Communication skill is a simple term but not as simple to understand because many people connect communication skills with English speaking skills. As a result, people start working to polish the English, forgetting that English speaking has little to do with communication skills. So, in order to understand communication skills, we must understand these three V. The first V, verbal, spoken words. The second V is vocal, pitch of and the tone of the voice, and the third part, visual, body language. As per the Maribin model, verbal parts play 7% role in communication process, 38% role is played by the vocal parts, and 55% role is played by the visual part, that is body language. And here is the point where we commit the mistake. Generally, the people who want to improve their communication skill, they focus only on the verbal part. They start learning new words, vocabulary, grammar, syntax pattern, but they forget to enhance their body language, and they never pay attention how they are saying, because in our system we only pay attention on what we are saying, but we have to pay equal attention on how we are saying. So the verbal communication, it includes language, vocabulary, grammar. It seems to be the most important, but it works more effectively when other two communication, vocal and non-verbal, support it. Vocal communication, that plays 38% role because it includes the tone of the voice. Half of my problem are because of the tone of my voice. Everyone thinks that I am arguing while actually I am just talking. It happens with us because we never take care on the tone. We simply pay attention on what we are saying, but we should equally consider the tone of the voice. The next is non-verbal, that plays very important, that is 55% role. Non-verbal communication has various components, like for example, facial expression, eye contact, gesture, posture. So the first we will discuss facial expression. The face is the organ of emotion. It is the index of mind. We constantly read facial expression to understand others' feeling. It is the most powerful channel of non-verbal communication. We encode messages in our own facial expression, and we simultaneously decode the faces of people around us. So here there are 5 images of a single girl. The person is same, but because of her facial expression we can understand the state of the mind. So face is very important channel of the communication. The next is eye contact. Better eye contact leads to more effective communication. A good speaker must look at all the sections of his audience, because eye contact is the best way to get the feedback. Your eye tells. If face is the index of mind, then eyes are the windows of the mind. So eye contact, as a good speaker, you should know how to maintain better eye contact. Now the gesture. When we communicate, our brain automatically involves our hands to convey thoughts and emotions. We generally have gestures like shrugging the shoulders, movement over the hands, playing with a key, twisting a keychain, cracking the fingers, biting the nails. These are some of the gestures. So we should take care what are the positive gestures and what are the negative gestures. In the image you can see 2 gestures. The one is open palm. It have positive effect on people. It's effective in making amends. It communicates acceptance, openness and trustworthiness. And the second is pointing a finger at a person while speaking is an authoritative gesture. People do this when imposing themselves. So these are some of the gestures. Now the next is posture. Posture stands the movement of the body, the position of the hands and the legs and other parts of the body. A good speaker stands tall, feet together, with the weight shared by both the legs equally. So here you can see in both the picture, the center one posture is the right one. The sitting posture should be like that, and the standing posture should be like that. The center one is the right one. The next is mirroring. Mirroring is the act of copying body language and emotions of the persons you are talking in order to make them feel comfortable and understood. It helps building rapport and foster agreement with other person. Mirroring is especially useful in sales positions. Mirroring body language is a non-verbal way to show empathy. It signals that we are connected to that person in some way. So while mirroring others' body language, you should be very much conscious and very smart. Don't let him feel that you are copying him, and don't make your body language artificial. But when you smartly copy the body language of the other person with whom you are communicating, it makes him more comfortable, and there is a very good rapport between two persons. The next is cooperation. It's an essential social skills in the workplace. It is the ability to work well with others towards a common goal. This social skill is especially important for those who work as a part of team on projects in the workplace. And the next is, or I must say, the last is relationship management. This social skill is especially important in customer service and other positions that requires you to work directly with clients. Additionally, executives often need good relationship management skills to create bonds with investors, stakeholders, and supervisors. So, at the present time, we all are living in the global village, and we all are connected with social networking sites. So it is very good to maintain good relationship. So you can maintain good relationship with the help of social networking sites, and you can maintain good relationship with your clients, customer, your previous employees, your co-workers, your boss. So it will enhance your relationship management also. Now, how to improve your social skills? Here are some tips. Observe others, as we have discussed. Observe how friends, family members, and co-workers with strong social skills interact with others. Second, listen carefully and speak clearly. Make an effort to listen when others talk. Then, what's in your turn to speak? Respond to what they say, then speak clearly. Have clarity of idea. Before speaking, we must have clarity of our thoughts. Only then we can make other understand. Practice your small talks. Try practicing small talk and engaging with others. Start by aiming for one conversation a week and build on that. And the last and the very important is, be a good human being in a real sense. Don't pretend to be a good, be a good. Have clarity of thought, what you think, just speak. Don't be artificial. So if you are a good human being in a real sense, there is no little need to sharpen or polish your social skills. I hope this video will, you like this video. Thanks for watching.